Hi everyone, this is Kelly Beard of karmictools.wordpress.com, and I'm so excited about this new medium. Each week I will share with you the energy and activations that are up for that week, as well as where we are in the annual rhythm, also known as the 8 sacred seasons or the lunar cycle. The goal of my forecast is to alert you to the possibilities and give you the best ways to consciously co-create with them as an individual. You should know that my specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. My experience has been that when you are aware of the energetic possibilities, you are more likely to respond better if, when, and however they are presented. I am here to remind you that although we are all feeling the planetary movements, our individual chart ensures that our lessons and experiences are customized for our own unique soul. All that said, part of my joy and my gift is reminding you that it is all energy. In my work, you don't really need to know the astrological language. That's what you have me for. But I try to keep things in layman's terms, and I will constantly remind you to take the names and faces off and respond to everything and everyone as pure energy that you can consciously direct. And to that end, my weekly forecast is the heads up that helps you to know what energies are kicking. So let's dive into this week's forecast. So here's your weekly forecast for July 8 to 14 of 2018. The first activation is July 8th, Sun trine Neptune. This energy triggers your idealistic, altruistic inclinations, but remember that help has to be invited. If you have the energy to share and to spare, then dedicate yourself to something greater than yourself. Choose a cause to support or help those less fortunate for the sheer pleasure of giving. If your energy is low at this time, it is better directed inward. If you can, take some extra time in intentional solitude, praying, meditating, and connecting to spirit this week. You will be rewarded with deep revelations and mystical discoveries within you. It's a great time to do divinations, ritual, or a ceremony that has meaning for you. Your intuition is heightened also, so pay attention to any messages that come through you or to you. Try to use this energy to reflect on where you are and dream a little about where you want to be, mentally, spiritually, and physically, 6 months to a year from now. Your next activation is July 9th, Mercury squaring Jupiter. This is going to be a 3 times over activation, so it's good to pay attention to any repetitive patterns. The first activation is while Mercury's forward, and that is July 9th. Then Mercury's going to retrograde in Leo, hit Jupiter again in Scorpio August 11th, which is a powerful day of our super new moon solar eclipse in Leo. And with Mercury retrograde, it's a lot easier to commune within or to receive those messages or those higher insights that aren't always as readily available. So that's going to be a very powerful portal day. And with Mercury squaring off with Jupiter, just keep this in mind. And then the final one will be when Mercury goes forward again and hits it for the last time, August 28th. And you should keep in mind that Jupiter's in Scorpio only once every 12 years. So this rewiring of our lower mind to higher mind, or our consciousness and our awareness coming together and having to grow. So let's look at this activation. This energy challenges you to integrate your smaller vision with the larger vision for your life. On one hand, you can see the big picture in new ways, but on the other hand, you may not be very interested in the details that bring it about. This is another good one for expanding your consciousness and thinking outside the box. But as the insights come into your conscious awareness, be mindful of the steps it will take to make your ideas a reality. This activation is also great for course corrections, where your ideas are concerned, and will open you up to learning something new or bring in a crucial piece of information. But just keep in mind that you will have to stabilize anything that you start and probably have to review some details down the road because of something you overlooked in your enthusiasm for the new truth revealed from within. So you see how powerful that is, and you see how it's already a square challenging you to do that on a regular day. But now include the retrograde, include the eclipse, and it's a little more important for you to be watching your thoughts and how they're manifesting in the world, and paying attention to your ideas and the brilliance that comes through you, but how to actually make it happen and translate that into things that can serve and support others is another day. That's, where you're going to have to come back and go over, which is what retrogrades are all about. The next activation is July 10th with Jupiter going direct in Scorpio. So it's been retrograde since March 8th, and it will be in Scorpio until November 8th. Jupiter goes retrograde annually, providing an opportunity to check in with the area of life, which is the house where it is extending its stay. This year, it's your Scorpio house, so rebirth and transformation is all part of it, meaning this year. Jupiter helps us learn and understand things on a deeper level, and in Scorpio, it is the deepest possible soul level. Review what has come into your conscious awareness during October to March, so that's October 2017 to March 2018, because March to July, which is where we're wrapping it up now, will facilitate the review and ultimate reconnection with your soul self and your deepest core beliefs. Once in 12 years, we get to do this kind of renewing deep dive into how we channel our individual power to create our lives, based on what we believe to be possible or not. It's time to edit your personal story during the retrograde, which is what we're completing now, and prepare to live your truth at a more embodied level going forward. July until November. So we have from now until November 8th to anchor that expanded awareness and connection to soul self that Jupiter has brought in for this year in Scorpio. Then it's going to shift to Sagittarius and move on to expand another realm of life for each of us. So it's a powerful thing to work with Jupiter. It has a 12-year cycle that moves in 3-year increments, so you can monitor how your story is evolving, how your truth is evolving, how what you believe shifts and changes once a year. Like every 1 year will teach you something, and then you move along, and by that 3rd year, you're making moves. Things are changing. All of a sudden, what used to be true is no longer true. And that can happen a lot just on the annual basis with the retrograde. So your next activation is July 11th, Venus trine Uranus. This energy is likely to bring a little excitement into your life one way or another. This is a good time to do something different, try something new, and consciously put yourself in situations where you have to improvise or think on your feet. We are in a time of breaking old patterns and resetting them in more positive, effective ways. You can still live your true values and priorities, but in new and different ways. This blessing from the cosmos allows you to align with more personal authenticity, which in turn is infused into all that you love and treasure. Relationships will have an unusual energy to them. An established relationship may sparkle with some extra spice, or a new relationship begun under this energy may be stimulating and unusual, but probably short-lived too. This is not a bad thing. It's perfect for experimenting with new ideas and expressions to see what your heart aligns with. Use this energy to soak up some good energy from those who live on the fringes. So Uranus always brings in the unusual, but this can also be within you. And again, when it's a blessing with your Venus, it's going to awaken something in your relationships or your finances in a good way, but a positive kind of shakeup, which is what Uranus is just famous for. Then we have our biggest activation of the week, July 12th, the Cancer Super New Moon Solar Eclipse, and the first one in a series of 8 that will happen over the course of the next 2 years. Any new moon is a seed planting time, but add super, and you have more alignment, and add an eclipse, which is a break to realign, and you find out that this time is special and will have far-reaching effects based on what you complete and initiate this year, 2018. A Cancer new moon is the time to seed a renewed internal stability, a deeper heart connection, and quality soul nourishment. It's time to initiate something that you're willing to be responsible for, nurturing to its full development, and then releasing to the universe, something born from you. Cancer is also the best time to practice deep self-care, so you are a more reliable vehicle for bringing your creations to life. Where is the fertile ground in your life, your environment, your world? What basics do you need to feel loved, supported, well-fed, and cared for? You're redefining your terms here. Cancer, Capricorn are both about the basics in life, emotional and physical security, food and shelter, etc. It's about feeling what needs to be done and doing it. So don't give in to emotional overwhelm. Instead, as you develop a whole new way of containing, nurturing, and protecting your life force energy, which is the fuel, what you eat and take in and or what you feed others, it's your fuel, you are subsequently honoring your own feelings and nature when you use this energy to develop that new way of contain, nurture, protect of your life force energy. This is your chi. We must protect it. As you do that, you get to honor your own feelings and nature, and that's such a powerful thing, and this is a very powerful reboot to co-create with. Remember, Cancer is how we feel on the inside about the Capricorn reality we're living on the outside. So if there's a discrepancy, this new moon is time to seed a new vision. Every astrologer has their way in, as it were, or their primary focus, and one of mine is cycles. And eclipses run in very trackable cycles, every 9 and 18 years. This Cancer eclipse activates a whole new series, even though we're still wrapping up the Leo-Aquarius series this year as well. The last time we experienced Cancer-Capricorn eclipses was 2009 to 2011, and before that, 2000 to 2002. So if those years ring a bell and they shook up your Cancer-Capricorn houses and your Aries-Libra houses by default, it's a good thing to try to co-create with the pattern and not repeat mistakes, but do it another way. Yes, the themes are going to repeat, but the support has evolved. There's new planets in new places. You've got energy you didn't have access to in those years that you do now. It is good to reflect on those years as we enter a new round to determine what patterns may be repeating in your life. The value of recognizing any pattern is so you can co-create with it more consciously and repeat less mistakes. Forgetfulness is the primary source of suffering in my book, so with that in mind, it's good to know where we are in the annual cycle, which also supports the new eclipse cycle that we are entering. And I probably will post an article on my blog for just the Cancer-Capricorn eclipses, so we can all get ready to know what's the incoming energy that we're already sensing and feeling, I'm sure. So on the same day as our eclipse, another powerful alignment, July 12th, Sun opposite Pluto. So you see how the Sun and Moon are together in Cancer, opposite Pluto in Capricorn. So transformation is part of this eclipse no matter how you slice it. This energy can and will create very intense encounters with others, possibly revealing things about you which you may not have been aware of, misunderstood, or have chosen to ignore this far. This energy provokes power struggles and or challenges with authority figures where you may have to stand up for yourself. It can also make people more aggressive, intense, or overbearing than usual, creating or attracting these kinds of situations. If there are any problems within a relationship, personal or professional, this energy will force things out into the open. It will be much easier on you if you can open a dialogue with the express purpose of clearing the air and proceeding to a new level in your relationship by choice. Any aspect of your life that you have just been getting by will now demand your attention. You won't be able to do anything less than a complete overhaul or replacement. This can be any area of your life, but the Capricorn house in particular during the years 2008 to 2024 due to Pluto's extended stay there. Let's put it this way. Anytime Pluto is involved, there is usually complete destruction of the current XYZ, fill in the blank, to make room for the new and improved. This will be by the universe's definition, but you get a vote, and you can consciously choose too. Ultimately, this is a good growth and development type of energy or activation, pushing you to the next level. Ready or not, here you come. So use the energies available to strengthen, fortify, and prepare for your own personal transformation. Also consider your drives and direction about 6 months ago and where you want to end up 6 months from now. This is an integration. That means a time when the depths of your soul can commune and bond with your surface personality, your conscious self. Like the conjunction January 9th, 2018, about 6 months ago, this is about how you direct your personal power on your own behalf, and often breakdowns precede breakthroughs. So, very powerful activation on the eclipse. You are encouraged to co-create with these energies rather than be overwhelmed by them. And your last activation for this week is July 14th, Venus trining Saturn. Now, this is a beautiful support to all the Pluto-Uranus shake-up stuff. This is a smooth, easy energy that you can work with consciously and yield incredible, even tangible results. It's a good time to define your terms where relationships are concerned because you are more clear about your own values and priorities. Based on your past choices and efforts, positive benefits and rewards are forthcoming. If you avoid responsibility in your own relationships, public or private, then this energy can help you get back on track with less pain and suffering than usual when Saturn's involved. If you can be practical about your own limits and realistic about what others bring to the table, then this energy also supports discussing forward movement, development, or spiraling to a new, higher level in some way as a team. Strategizing about the future, clarifying the vision of what will support and protect all involved, and honoring the essence of life that runs throughout is deeply supported by these two getting together in an easy angle. Venus is also the energy of love and money, so it's a good time to be objective and somewhat conservative where both your relationships and finances are concerned. With this interaction with Saturn, I would suggest outlining a reasonable relationship or financial goal for the next 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. So that was the last one for this week. Before I let you go, I'd like to tell you about a couple of reading specials and subscriptions and things going on. The Astro Tarot is a reading I highly recommend. It's only $100 and it includes an MP3 of a look at your chart and what's going on right now, what cycles and patterns are being activated and energies that are supported, and then I pull cards in a Celtic cross, which is a great broad overview. It covers a little bit of everything, and it often gives very specific advice. And often when people are doing this kind of reading, it's because they want to know what to do, how to proceed. In my world, it's all about where's the energy, what is supported at this time. So that's why we look to the cycles and patterns, and I, of course, have the ancestors as our guides, but I do open up, I connect my guides to your guides before I pull the cards. It's a really powerful reading, and it's good to do anytime you've got some serious decisions on the block or things on your mind and heart that need to be resolved and you would like to make some progress. So that one's a really good one, and it's usually in the budget. I also have a mini Venus reading right now because we're a couple of months away from a brand new Venus cycle when I do a special reading at that time that goes along with a workbook, and we initiate the new Venus circle, which is a live circle we do every month. But here it's just an introduction to Venus and your chart. It's only $75 and it includes the first 3 months of your personal activations. And what that is a custom report that I've put together. It's a PDF, and you would have an MP3 to introduce you to how Venus is moving through your world, how it feels, and your default settings, where Venus lives in your chart and how she's affected by the other planets in your blueprint, in your birth chart. And the PDF covers Venus moving through the sky as she touches each planet in your chart. And I've been tracking her for many, many years now, and all I can tell you is that when you co-create with Venus, relationships and finances automatically improve because the reminders are there that are validating the cues that you're already picking up, and you get that guidance on when to move, when to be still, when to open up, when to have some good boundaries. All of that is really useful information as you navigate through. And so that mini Venus introduction is $75, includes 3 months of your activations, or my seasonal readings that a lot of people do all 8 sacred seasons, which is 4 solar holidays, winter, spring, summer, fall, and 4 lunar holidays, which are the gates of power, the midpoints in between winter, spring, summer, and fall. So, of course, most people do the 4 main seasons that they are well aware of, but all 8 are really powerful. Any time of the year you can reach out for this PDF reading, and it's only $25, or you can do a $75 one that includes the PDF and an MP3. So as for subscriptions, I have the Venus Circle, which includes your activations for $25 a month, and your Venus activations you can get separately and just get your PDF each month for $10. Also, I like to put it out there right now about collaborating. I am inviting anyone and everyone to play and get together. I have done a lot of work in the virtual world, and I am looking to connect in the real world. I travel a lot all over the U.S. and abroad, and am happy to collaborate. What I've done most recently is work with retreats and yoga studios, wellness centers, and just partnering up, like what I do with Shanta. She is an angel communicator. That's very different from the work that I do in shamanic astrology or my earth medicine practice. It is something that I believe the work that I do complements any other modality. I think I can play with anybody, and I do have so much fun learning from others and teaching with others and traveling. So please reach out if you have a studio or you have a wellness center or even just a small circle of 10 people, 10 friends that want to get together and do this. I've done that for years too. There's many private circles that I drop in on, and we discuss the energy. We get some one-on-one time and things get done. And lately I've been invited to do a kind of weekend with Kelly. So we'd have a Friday night fireside chat, for lack of a better term. It could be on the beach or in the city or wherever we may be, but we would get together Friday night and then maybe Saturday and Sunday have a workshop or do some one-on-ones. I'm just totally open. So I invite you to, if you would like to collaborate, to reach out to me, Kelly, at karmictools.com. Or if you think there's somebody that would be a good complement to the work that I do, then I would love the suggestions, because I do have guests on my calls. We've had some really amazing ones lately, so I encourage you to check my website, karmictools.wordpress.com. Under the events tab are all the free calls that we've done, and there's just a plethora of information, MP3s, PDFs, and lots of good stuff right there. And of course, subscribing to my blog will allow you to get those updates immediately. There's also a free tools tab that has lots of goodies there for you to play with. And anything that I've talked about here would probably be listed under tools and offerings. So, I thank you for your time, energy, and support, now and always. And please share this with those you think would resonate, and reach out if and when you need to. Namaste.